back to my channel. So in today's video, the Ohuhu brush markers are here. Who's excited about this? Like, we're gonna be comparing the Ohuhu brush markers to the Copic markers. Finally, I feel like it's like a fair comparison since they're both brush markers. All right, we're gonna open this up. This is what these markers look like. They look pretty cool actually. They have a nice round shape to them. Comes with this plastic thing, but it's a bit too curled up now. Should have taken it out and like flattened it. Q&A questions. It comes with a color swatch. Alright, so here's a closer look at the markers. So while I was doing this, I decided to split the video in half. So instead of doing both the comparison and then the review, I decided to just do the comparison in today's video. So maybe the next video is going to be me just reviewing the Ohuhu marker by itself. So this little part is just like general information, I guess, and also me using these markers for the first time. When I got them, I was just so excited to try these out. So this was literally the first thing I colored when I got them. So tune in next week or something and maybe I'll have it up by then. Maybe. I really wanted to use these markers so bad when I got them, so I did this quick little sketch. You know when you get a new art supply and you just want to use it? That was literally me. I was like so excited. I didn't think I would be able to draw something good, because when I'm like really excited, it's hard for me to just sit there and like draw something good. So I was actually impressed when I did this little sketch. I didn't think it turned out that bad. Like, I like it so much, I just might share it. Who knows? I mean, it's just a little simple head and stuff, but I think the coloring came out really good. The colors are like really bright and like saturated. I don't know, it was actually really surprising that they weren't getting that muddy, which was like crazy. For my first impression, I was definitely really happy with these markers. The colors are like really saturated. They're like mid-tones, not too much. They don't really have lighter colors, which was like surprising, but I guess we'll talk about that later. I was just like really impressed that the colors were not like getting muddy. But this is what this little doodle looks like. Alright, so we're gonna start the coloring process. This is what I'm gonna be coloring. I will have this line art available on my Facebook page, so you can check that out and color this if you feel like it. So we're gonna start the comparison with the Ohuhu markers side, just because I only have 48 colors of the Ohuhu markers and like a ton of colors when it comes to the Copic markers. Okay, so looking at the markers right now, oh my god, I'm talking so fast. I need to like slow down, but I can't help it. Why do I talk so fast? Okay. Looking at the markers design, I really like what they did with these markers. They brought back the color names and also the color numbering system. I don't know if that makes sense, honestly. I don't get the numbering system, but I do like that they brought back the color name, which is really good. And because of the roundness of the markers, on the color cap, it comes with this little thing on there that stops it from rolling away, so that comes in really handy. But if you don't have both of the caps on, I'm not sure why you wouldn't have both of the caps on, but if that happens, the marker is gonna roll away. So if you have multiple markers open without their caps on both ends, you're probably gonna like not know which goes with which until you like swatch every single one of them, just because the barrel itself doesn't have the color name on it and it doesn't have the color number. So that's something you gotta watch out for. But honestly, I don't know why you would have both of the caps off at the same time, just cause like that's a little weird. But at least now we know. You guys, I literally just found out the price of these markers. They're just $35 for 48 colors. These are probably the cheapest brush markers I've ever tried. The cheapest alcohol brush markers I've ever tried. Like, that is crazy. 48 colors for just 35. Like, oh, girl, you really did that. I am so glad they have these markers at a really affordable price. I wish I had these markers growing up. This would have been so good. I would have been obsessed with these markers. I really like them now. But imagine how much I would have liked them back then. I definitely would recommend these markers for beginners who just want to start using markers or not too sure they want to use markers. They are pretty cheap, so you're not going to be spending a whole bunch of money on something you might not like in the future, so it won't be like a huge waste of money if you don't like them. I would recommend these markers to anybody, but the reason why I say beginners or people who are not too sure they want to use markers is because These markers, you can't buy them separately. They're not refillable. So imagine these markers were your main medium, and every time a marker dries out, you have to buy a whole new set. Not going to be very budget friendly in the long run. And that's why the Copic marker is like the final boss of this whole marker game. But I realized that the Ohuhu marker is just a new brand, I guess. It wasn't even out when I was like, I don't know, 16? How long has the Ohuhu marker been out? I don't think they've been out for too long, but I'm so glad I was like here for this new release of their brush marker. So they are improving on their brand, and I'm really happy about that. So who knows what the future holds? Maybe we're gonna get refills, maybe we'll get more colors, and maybe we'll be able to buy these markers separately. We'll see. Fingers crossed. I'm really hoping for that, because if these markers do that, they're probably gonna go into like that professional range, you know, like a marker dies, you buy it separately, a marker dies, you buy your own refill it, like what more? But then again, that might cost them a lot more to do, and in turn is probably gonna cost us a lot more. So honestly, if it's going to cost us more for those extra stuff, I don't think we really need it. Like if we needed something like that, we'll just go to the Copic marker since it's already there. But the only thing this brand is missing is lighter colors. Even the original 120 set didn't really have that many light colors, if at all. And then this brush set also doesn't have that many light colors. Doesn't have any light colors. So like in the future, maybe the next set they need to have is like light pastel colors, light muted colors. That would be so nice. But I'm really glad that this brand really does listen to its customers. So who knows, we might just see it in the future. Or maybe lighter colors are just really hard to make. Who knows, but I believe in you. You guys can do it. You guys can do it. Alright, so we're done with the Ohuhu marker 1. So now we're going to move on to the Copic side. Alright, so now we're starting off on the second half of this, which is the Copic markers, the final boss. The Copic side did go a lot quicker compared to the Ohuhu marker side. With the Ohuhu marker side, I kind of like had to pick the colors, had to find colors that blended well together. But with the Copic markers, I already knew which colors were going to blend quite well. I also had to use the Copic sketch markers just because I couldn't find the same color that was in the Ohuhu marker set in the Copic Chow set. The Copic sketch and the Copic Chows are literally the same markers. They have the same ink, they have the same nib, they have the same color numbers. Everything is the same. The only difference is that the Copic sketch holds a lot more ink. I definitely should have picked my colors first before starting this thing instead of just thinking I had all the colors on the Copic side when I didn't. But I'm really glad I was able to find a good match to the skin tone that was on the Ohuhu marker side. Like I was really worried about that, but I was able to get it, and I think it was a really good match. They look so similar. And also while coloring it, I did feel a difference between the brush nib. On the Copic side, it's a lot softer and I don't know, more flexible. And I could definitely tell a difference when I switched to the Copic side. It just felt a little different. It wasn't like a big difference, but you can definitely tell how it was like gliding on the paper. I would say the Ohuhu marker side is a lot firmer, and not really in a bad way. You're just gonna tell a difference between like using the Copic and then the Ohuhu side. Like once you switch over to the Copic side, you'll just feel a slight difference. I don't know how to explain it, but I guess you just kind of have to try it yourself and see what you think. But it's not a deal breaker at all. And I really like how pointy the Ohuhu brush nib is. Like you can literally get into the tiniest spaces with that. I was a little bit worried that it might fray after using it for a while, but so far I don't see anything like that happening, so my fingers are crossed that it doesn't fray. Her little shorts, I tried so hard to replicate what I did on the Ohuhu marker side, but I just couldn't get it. Like, oh my god, I really like how the Ohuhu marker one came out. It looks so good, but I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna replicate that? Because I was like mixing a whole bunch of colors on the Ohuhu side to get what I got, and so I could not replicate it. And I was just like, ah! The character totally looks like my original character Mira, but with like a straightened hairstyle. Thank you guys so much for recommending artists for me to look up. I really like having detailed hair, and seeing how other people go about drawing the hair really did help me, and it's still helping me develop my own art style. And I also want to thank Ohuhu for sending me these markers for free. Like, thank you guys so much. And I will also have a 20% off discount code you can use. I'll have it in the description somewhere. Oh, that's like a 20% off discount from the already $35. Like, oh my goodness, what's good? Anyways, big thanks to Ohuhu for sending me these markers. And also keep an eye out for the Ohuhu marker official review video. Are you guys ready to see the results? I got them lined up. Are you ready to see what the difference between these two markers is? Oh my goodness. Look at that. That is crazy. They both look so similar. Ooh. I love the pants on that. Like, that looks so good. But I definitely like the hair on here. Alright, so that is pretty much it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like it, and I will see you all in the next one. Feel free to watch the next video up here somewhere, or subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Bye guys, thanks for watching.